Okay, I am live, YouTubers. It's Trace Face. Many of you are probably driving home from work. Although I shouldn't say that because there are a lot of you I'm working with right now that are in other countries. So that's pretty amazing. I just want to apologize to everyone for for being absent the last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks were really insane. The last video I did, I was in Newport with my family, and hey, I'm happy to be back. So many of you were checking in with me, like, are you alive? What's going on? You know, did you get kidnapped? I was actually very scared. Very scared. This thing that happened to me really hit too close to home in terms of what this could mean, and I'll get into that in a minute. But tonight I want to make sure that I talk to all of you about the topic that all of you had voted on. So thanks for doing that. That's in the community tab up at the top. You can see where you can vote, and so we're going to talk tonight about the path of self-destruction everywhere the narcissist goes. So I just want to tell everyone what happened, because I want to make sure that no more marks. No more marks. I can't even say that fast. That's a good name though. Oh my gosh. Australia, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm getting clients from all over the world. This is so crazy. So I have to rearrange my schedule to make sure that I, like on Wednesdays, I make sure that I've got somebody from North Korea. We work at 9 o'clock. I don't even know what time that is, her time. And I've got somebody in Israel. And so my schedule is all over the place. But for those of you that had to reschedule with me last week, I thank you so much for doing that, considering what happened. So I want to tell everyone what happened real quick. I'm not going to try to make this long, but I ended up, I was doing really good, taking really good care of no mo narcs. Okay, your name's Mo. Okay, that's awesome. I love it. I was taking really good care of myself. I'm not in a narcissistic workplace all day long, stuck in a building where you're, the air is just circulating crap and you're getting sick all the time, which is nice. But I ended up in a hotel with my family, and my sister-in-law was very sick, and my niece or nephew, I think, was sick too. And I started to feel like I was getting something, but literally she had something really gnarly, and 2 days later I ended up with this like really heavy cold. Fast forward to the following week, I'm reading up online, and I'm having all symptoms of a sinus infection, and it's saying like after the 7-day mark, it's bacterial, and that's when you go and you get on antibiotics. So I had 2 days. I said, I'm going to get everything I can think of to clear this thing up. I got the elderberry syrup, the oregano oil, everything you can think of, garlic. And I talked to the pharmacist, and the pharmacist said, try Mucinex D and Neti Pot. Well, I came home, did the holistic cocktail, did the Mucinex, Neti Pot, and literally right after I used Neti Pot, it was like instinctively, like it was this continuous congestion, ringing in the ears, a blockage. It would not go away. I woke up the next morning in the emergency room. I couldn't hardly stand. I was in so much pain. I've never been in more pain in all my entire life. The pain that was coming from my ears. I had to wait for 5 hours like that. I literally was in the waiting room praying to die. It was the worst pain, most incredible pain I've ever experienced in my life. And I've had some painful injuries and things happen to me in life. And this was by far the worst. So anyway, I'm letting everybody know the story because it's pretty serious. Now I went to our ear, nose, and throat. I do have conductive hearing loss in my left ear pretty badly. It's still very congested. It's been a week. It's the worst thing is trying to talk, concentrate, do anything when you feel like you're underwater and you don't know how loud you're talking. And, we talk about spiritual warfare. We talk about these things, and it's interesting. I had a few clients tell me that they think that is just the devil trying to get me to shut up, and yeah, these are all really big distractions. And this one, like I said, is a fearful thing for me as a musician. This really is bothering me a lot. They said this can take like 3 months to fully clear up and heal. So this one got to me. So again, those of you that are praying type, believe in the spiritual world that I talk about often, and I know a lot of you were emailing me and trying to get me to talk more about this stuff. So we are going to look into a little bit of that tonight. I know you all voted. I'm so glad that my videos are helping you guys, and I appreciate you guys so much, and I missed all of you very much, and thank you for those of you who are checking in and seeing if I was still alive, and commenting, and for my clients that I do have that were so understanding that we needed to reschedule appointments. If you are interested, I want to make sure I mention that if you are interested in working with me, you can email me at tracefaceit@gmail.com. So let's get into the topic tonight. Thank you. I've come a long way. Let me tell you, I remember the first video I put out, and I didn't even know. I was like, you're just going to sound, I was like talking to myself, and I was like, you're going to sound so stupid. Like, you don't even know how to speak in public anymore. You used to be good at that. You're going to sound like a fool, and so when I did my first video, I just kind of like said, I don't care. Like, let me just start by telling my story or saying what it is I think I know about this stuff. And, in July, I think it will be a year that I started the channel. So it's pretty awesome. But I'm glad that people are relating to this. So in talking about how the narcissist is a tornado, they are going around all day. They are a tornado forever in full blast tornado action mode. In the words of Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers, he said it himself. He said, I think that true evil is when a person tries to make another person feel less than. And there you have it. From one of the most positive people to ever walk the planet. He could truly understand evil. They are continuous now they're on a path of self-destruction all day, every day, because they're living off of these emotions. Like, I wrote some of these down. This is the narcissist. They're living off of fear, hatred, jealousy, anger, pride, lust. They have a severe disregard for any authority, for anyone, for anything. Narcissists, if you tell them not to do something, they're going to want to do it that much more because you told them not to do it. They're good for business. A lot of them are really great with business transactions, getting people to buy things, getting people to trust them. They're good at sales. They're good con artists. When you have somebody operating at those types of, guidelines in life, think about what that's doing. They're living in this place all day long in their head. That's where they're living. So anybody that comes into their path is going to forever get the effects of that. And something that not a lot of people are talking about, and according to one of my clients that I was working with last night, we lost somebody. We lost somebody this week in our community, in our narcissistic survivor abuse community. And it's on Dana's channel. She said she saw it, that she took her life. So this is very serious. Very serious. They don't care, you guys. That's the end result. Okay? Is that happening? And they'll sit by and watch it happen. They'll watch you go get yourself sick, get yourself in a frenzy, get yourself in a hospital, get yourself going through all this stuff, and the next thing you know, they'll be there. Yep, I knew that they always had problems. I knew I couldn't save them. See, they killed themselves. This is what happens. It's very scary, and it's very real. These people are put into your life. If you're interested in working with me, I'm sorry, I just saw the question. If you're interested in working with me, email me at tracefaceit@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to go over my prices with you. I am running a little special right now too, and I'm going to continue it for the rest of the week. I had it for my clients up until the end of the month. And I'm running it. I'm going to run it for the rest of the week. So definitely email me, and I'll talk to you about that. But yeah, getting back to the severity of this is serious, and I don't think enough people are talking about that. I also think that this is going on every day. I know people are taking their lives because of this kind of abuse. I think a lot of the relationships and people that we've recently seen in headlines taking their lives had to do with this. You know, I watched this documentary the other day about Whitney Houston. You know, who's to say what changed her? When she first came out, she's a completely different person. You watch the transition. You know, that world, Hollywood in itself, will transition anyone toward the devil. But you know, I think that Bobby was a narcissist, and I think that, you know, I don't know if they had the tumultuous, you know, narcissist relationship, but I know, we all know, we're pretty certain he's the one who introduced her to drugs. And, you know, I think a lot of these people, this had to do with narcissistic abuse. Who just recently took their life and had a really strange narcissistic partner. I don't know if any of you were following the whole Anthony Bourdain. That Asia Argentino, total narcissist. I mean, you can look at her and you can see evil. I'm sorry. They caught her holding hands with some young model 3 days before he took his life. How come no one's talking about that? Oh, it's like nothing. Oh, that was just another day in Hollywood. You know, that's just how it works. You know, that's how the narcs think. So what? So what if I was holding his hand? Anthony had problems. He was a depressed dude. How about Mick Jagger and the model that was with him for however long? No one talked about the fact that the paparazzi caught him with the 27-year-old ballerina. How old is he? What is he, 90? No one talked about that. They found her dead in the girl he was with. I can't remember her name. The real tall model he was with for like 10 years, longer than that. Come on. I don't know. But I'm just saying, we don't know the facts. These are celebrities, and we really don't know the facts. You know, this is the kind of stuff that happens. They'll go to any lengths. They'll go to any lengths. They don't care. Have you ever gotten in a car with a narcissist? Do they follow any rules? Are they paying attention? They drive how they feel. And you want to see how narcissistic the world is right now. Just take a drive. Just take a drive. Go somewhere and watch how people are driving. They don't care. They don't have to stop at that light. They don't have to do this. They don't have to do that. They drive how they feel. And I know a lot of you have talked about how the narcissists drive reckless. So they destroy lives. But what they don't realize is we can repair and rebuild our life. And even though they affected me, my family, they did horrible things to me and to my family. The two narcissists I dated that took complete advantage, tried to destroy my parents, destroy my relationship with them, destroy. Horrible things. Not caring, putting them at risk for their illegal activities that they're doing online and whatever else. Don't care. Don't care that they're cheating, that they're living in an apartment that was my parents and cheating on their daughter that they married. They don't care. Not paying them rent. That's cool. You know, and there was a moment that the ex said to me, he had a moment, not, understanding why my parents wouldn't want to talk to him any longer. Don't want to talk to him. Don't want to forgive what he did. And he had a moment and he said, I destroyed a perfectly good family, a perfectly good situation. I destroyed it. He said it. He came right out and said it in a weak moment. Well, of course, 2 minutes later, he's defending himself again. This is what they do. But what I'm trying to say is, yes, everywhere they go, they create this destructive path, and anyone that's in their path is going to get it. But what they don't realize is every single person that they've done this to, we have the ability to rebuild our lives. It affected us, yes, but it's affecting them more. Think about it, guys. They have to live with themselves. They have to live with themselves all day, every day. They have to. And rules don't apply to them. See, what's real interesting is when the ex said that to me, and his parents at the time wanted to know why my parents wouldn't talk to him any longer. The interesting part is that the same exact thing happened to his sister. The same exact thing. And his father refused to talk to his sister's ex. Refused. And they had a child together. He never spoke to him ever since. That was like 10 years ago. But see, that's okay for a narc family. That's okay for them. Rules don't apply. My parents were supposed to be forgiving of all your crap behavior. Even though you never changed, you never fixed it, you never did good on those wrongs, you just kept doing it. You kept doing the same awful things over and over and over and over again. So what I'm trying to say is that, yes, they don't have a conscience. Exactly. And that's just it. See, Bree, we have a chance to rebuild our lives. We have a chance, and they're just going to continue doing what it is that they do every day. They're going to go along in life, and they're going to do anything by which they can get immediate satisfaction, gain. They're obsessed with all those things, all the wrong things. You see, the new supply doesn't know it, you guys, that, had been involved with these people. The new supply doesn't know it, but the new supply is never going to feel or exhibit peace and happiness and joy. When that love bombing is all done, we know what's coming. And it's nothing good. It's you got to feel really bad. And the longer they do this to people, then the longer they have to sit with themselves and sleep on that bed every night. This is forever their path. They don't know anything else because they don't want to. So yeah, it is a life sentence. And yes, those of you, I know I've been working with, and I've talked to you guys about this. When you do leave and you do go no contact, this is truly when you start healing. because you don't have any more temptations any longer. You're not living in terrorism mode where you're just constantly on edge, like, what's coming next? What, even when things were going well, something was coming. Something was on its way. Something was, who is the flavor of the week? Who is it this month? Who are you working late for tonight? Are you going to argue with me over this bill? Are we going to argue tonight? Oh, because you wanted because you didn't do anything to help again in the house. It's just, you guys know, it's constant. Yes, you guys can't check their social media, okay? I'm going to tell you from sheer honest experience, the minute you do that, the minute you look, the minute you tempt yourself, you think you can handle it, you think that, I'm just curious, I don't really care what they're doing, I just want to see as out of entertainment purposes. No, you can't. You can't. It's taking all the work you just did, and you might as well throw it all completely out the window, gone, poof. No. So you can't. And nowadays it's really, really hard to move on from this when you know that everybody's on social media. You want to know what's going on, you're curious, you want to look, you want to see. I know a lot of you are talking to me like, well, I want to make sure, like, I look, because if they're going to an event, I want to make sure that, I'm not going to that event. Listen, go where you want to go, okay? And if narco is there, completely ignore narco. Don't even look at them. Go in the other room or leave. Go somewhere else, but don't measure your life around, don't live in that terrorism any longer. Now, if it's a situation where you have like a restraining order on them, or you just don't want to put yourself in that environment, sure, check event pages, but don't look on their page. Don't do it. They still have to feed off of that energy, and they're trying to get negative energy from you. Because now that you don't want anything to do with them, you see, now they're going to get in there, and they're going to try as best as they can to still mess with you. Because it makes them feel good. So don't look. Yes, do not look. I want to make sure, okay, I have a client appointment at 6 o'clock. If you guys have some questions for me, I love to be able to help you out in any way I can and answer them. I wrote down some things here. I wrote a lot this week because I had the time, and I didn't want to be talking when I'm talking so loud, and I didn't want to I still really can't hear very well out of this left ear at all. So for those of you that are praying type, please pray for me that this goes away. Elude and I got your message today, by the way, and we're talking about self-destructive, and we're talking about narcissists and family members. And I just wanted to let you know that I understand what you're going through with that situation, and especially when it involves nursing homes for loved ones in the family, and how if there's a narcissist in the family, you see, the narcissist isn't going to work hard for a loved one that could potentially have care elsewhere, especially if it's a family member. If they're not willing to do it, they don't want to see somebody else do that. So it's really awful, and I feel your pain, and I know what you're going through with that. So I just wanted to make sure I touched upon your situation in saying to you that I don't know if you have an opportunity to talk to your mom and ask your mom what she wants, if she's at that level and capable to to do that. But maybe it would probably be better if you email me, and we can talk more about my suggestions in helping you with that situation, because I feel for you, and there's nothing worse than when you're dealing with like illness in the family and discussions of that nature, and you have a narcissist, and I know that that can be really, really rough. So my dad once told me, hurry up and marry. I want her out of my house. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, these are the type of families, as soon as you turn 18, they want you the heck out. That's like when you're 18, like, you know, that's it. Or sometimes it's the opposite. The narc family wants to keep you around so they can feed off of the narc, you know, the narc energy that they've created, and they need someone to continue being a narc with, so they want you to stay in the house. But yeah, you know, it can go either way with that. You know, yeah. Yeah, the word fake. That's exactly what it is. It's just fakeness into its entirety. Continuous fakeness all day, every day. I'll give you the imitation of the smile that I'd get when they'd come in the, you know, the last two narcs I was with, and they'd come home. This was the smile you get. Let me think of how it goes. Hold on. It's like a like, do I have to pretend I'm happy? Do I have to pretend I'm married? Do I have to pretend I wasn't just off diddling in my car or talking to whomever, having sex online on Instagram with some slut? Do I have to do I have to pretend? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to feel sorry for that supply. You got to feel really sorry, you know. But you know, guys, hi guys. You know, yeah, the fake loud laugh. It goes something like this. It's always a laugh at someone else's expense. And it's a laugh like from the gut, and you only hear it like every blue moon. It's like that, right? Yeah, that's how it goes. Yep. All three of them had that laugh, by the way. And their narc family, the narc fathers. Oh, God. I did want to, you know, we're talking about also, I only have a few minutes, I think, before it's 6 o'clock. I can't see on here, but I do have a client appointment. I had some books for those of you interested in books that are talking more about the spiritual aspects of these kind. Two amazing books that you should check out and you should read, because this is where I am getting a lot of my information and validation from of what I've thought for a long time. And then I read books like this and I was like, holy God, yes, this is what I'm talking about. This is a book called Pigs in the Parlor. Okay, it's by Frank and Ida Mae Hammond. And this is talking about the spirits that dwell within these individuals. And it's definitely worth checking this book out, reading it. It's going to open your eyes to this stuff, to the spiritual warfare we're in. Which, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. I can't remember. I have cold head. I do think like this whole thing going on with me right now, a few of my clients said it, like this was just a way to you know, get you to stop. It's just a way to shut you down, stop you from talking, stop you from your mission. That's exactly what it is. And that's why the narc came into your life, you guys. It was designed that way. Satan brought that person into your life to stop you from your mission, because you are a good person trying to do good things on this planet. So there you have it. You have to be 10 steps ahead of this. You have to understand when, you know, there are spiritual meanings. I looked up the spiritual meaning behind ear blockage. Very interesting stuff. It's dead on. It's dead on. The next book I want to just mention that you should check out, and he has his own YouTube channel if you're interested in learning. This is called Harboring the Spirit of Jezebel by Apostle Robert Summers. A really great book. Caught in the Web of Destruction, which is what we were talking about tonight. I hope this makes sense, you guys. Thanks again for following my channel, for believing in me and my message and being a part of this message with me. We have to get the awareness out. That is the first step to stopping this. We have to let people know. We have to stop them dead in their tracks. And there are ways we can do that. There's a reason that we all get on these channels and we are trying to find each other and we are trying to make sense of all this and get the validation from all the horrific things that happen to us. And you know what? The only way for a person to truly heal is to be able to tell their story. That's the first step. That's why I talk to most of my clients. I don't care if you want to tell me the same story 20 times. You have to do that. You have to be able to do that. It's important because the entire time you were with these people, they're telling you your story wasn't real. It's not what you saw. It's not what you thought. It's not what you think. That's not what happened. No. So make sure that if you are interested in working with me, that you contact me, tracefaceit@gmail.com. I will go back into the video and leave my information in the drop-down menu, and I hope that you guys continue to have a narc-free week. I'm going to do a lot of videos this week to make up for my last 2 weeks of doing no videos, which is the longest stretch I think I've ever done. So thanks again, you guys. Yes. Tiva, and their jokes are never funny. No, they're not funny. I know. They think they're funny. They think they're funny. No. And it's interesting, if you're a funny person, like I'm a silly person. I was class clown like all my life. I love jokes, and Impractical Jokers is my favorite show on TV, and I was doing these things with my girlfriends when I was like in 5th grade. And I wished I had thought of it sooner. I wish I had thought of that show, because I would have been great at that. But they don't let you be the funny one. You can't be the funny one, and you're not funny. They'll make you. They'll look at you like that's not funny. They'll say that's not funny. Anyway, I have to go meet with a client and explain to her why I'm late. I love all of you guys. I am Trace Face. We know it's time we face the truth together.